evening's live. Let's go over a few short things that we're going to find very important as this live gets going. As we can see, getting absolutely crucified. And hopefully, I mean, even if you guys watch the short, I've been begging my audience for about a month and a half to take profit. At least take something back, because we were in from the bear market. And I understand we have an ever-evolving audience here, and some of you have found your way here after the rally has happened. But the bottom line is, for my audience that has been watching me for a number of years, we planned for this bull market. And I talked about, and I got rather crucified by my audience, if any of you remember, about a month and a half ago, when I came on and said, as much of a profit as I actually took, and this was some time ago now, but I took a rather substantial amount of profit. And I got a little lambasted, but that's okay. But we were also looking to see if this right shoulder would form. And the reason why I took so much profit, there's a video you can go back in time and watch. There's a few of them. But the reason I had taken so much profit at the time is because the Trump tokens came out. We had the meme thing happen. We had looked like we had topped artificially. And it was just, we were up so much. Like XRP was up almost 10x. We had a lot of different tokens that were up ridiculous amounts, anywhere between 5 and 10x, between a number, probably 10 to 12 different tokens. So what ended up happening now is a lot of people are asking me where to buy in and where to do this in the bull market. Now, not every token has hit its bull market like XRP in the same way. That is absolutely correct. But for the tokens, even the ones like, let's say like H-bar, for instance, is at 20 cents. We were buying it at 4.5 cents. So it's like, even now it's still up 500%, but yet some of us are just buying in my audience at the top end of this, and it sucks. It does. It sucks. But that's the reality of where we're at. We talked about on Friday how bad this would be if that, I mean, look what they did with Ethereum. They not only bought it all back over the weekend to do what? Just to drop it 11% on Monday. So they literally dropped it, rebought it back up on a thinly traded weekend, and they just dropped the hammer. This seems like a full-scale fundamental assault right now. So, like, I know you guys have heard me say non-essential holdings a couple days ago I was getting rid of. Those non-essential holdings are anything that aren't to do with a... I mean, there's been a lot of liquidations out of my portfolio that have gone out. Like, all you have to do is look at the charts on mine, and if you don't see them up there, I don't own them. And I had a rather large list a couple days ago. And it's just what happened with Ethereum. It made me get rid of some of the what I consider, even if they are essential down the road, non-essential. And it's crazy because when the Trump tokens came out, and then with what's going on with the collusion and the exchanges, it tells us that they artificially rounded a top. Now, am I happy about that? No. Have we been talking about that right shoulder? Absolutely, because I mean, there's no way we couldn't talk about it, and we've talked about ways to get around it. And the problem is you wouldn't even really know for sure until you lost that $1.70 area, which is what sucks. Now, I've made it very clear. I've taken several times what I've bought in with XRP back in profit. I've had an enormous amount of profit taking, and I haven't been shy about talking about it. Does that mean that I've 100% liquidated out of everything? No, it doesn't. But I also had a large profit taking almost 2 months ago, right after the election happened, and I seen what was happening, and I talked about how everybody and their mother's becoming the stock. I know some of you remember this conversation. It's just, you don't beat a dead horse. And like for me, I can't tell everybody when to sell. I can tell you what I do step by step, but I can't tell you, hey, this is when you have to sell your portfolio. In 2021, I fully liquidated everything. That's not the route I took this time because I was better positioned. So I've been taking it in tandem, but with XRP right now, it's a very legitimate chance here. And like I always say, you don't sell on the big candle. You let it do its rebound here. Let's say it drops 15%. It's going to have a 50% retracement back up. So maybe it only gets to 235 or 240. You're still going to get that upward trap. But I still believe, and this is why I have all of my IoT and ISO and things like that. It's just I haven't been buying over the top is the point. I haven't been buying anymore in this market. But I still think that this is a bear trap overall. It feels like a bear trap with the way they're doing it, but never underestimate when they use these manipulated tugs, because that's how you drive market. And you try, it's such a weird dynamic here. We knew that there was this downward liquidity we could grab. We talked about it over the weekend on even the heat liquidation map about how even on XRP, we had like that 220, 228. I remember talking about this over the weekend. Who was here on the weekend? See, we took out this liquidity area down below. Let's go into the month, because I know we talked about this on the weekend. There was just these, there's $500 million or oh wow, it took it all out now. Never mind. Yeah, see, 370 billion at 224. So we've talked about these walls we could take out, but now over the top, it's going to get enormous. What's going to start building up here? It's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to start building up here even more now. But we'll see. I mean, now it's as low as, now, remember how we were talking about having to come all the way up here for that massive liquidity? Now you don't just have it up here. You also have it down here. So there's liquidity walls. It's just, this is a very wide scale drop here. And it's not even, as far as this is concerned, if it comes all the way down here, why not just come down to like 217 and take it all? But this is a wide scale drop. Now, with the crypto fear and greed index after today, when it reshuffles, this should be better news. But we won't know until this settles. We'll wait until after 7 o'clock. But it's just been a wide scale. But if you're looking to sell because of a dump, don't do it on the exact dump time, like right now, because you're always going to get that retracement back up, because you're going to get people, even if it's meant to go farther down, that think it's a good deal. You never sell it right on this big dump, even if you're looking for it. You know, unless you got a stop loss or something on your spot trades that you're like, hey, this is the way it has to go. But I just, and what I do now, unless I am liquidating, I'm not going to say, hey, you guys need to, I'm just going to put the hints out there. We talked about this for the last 3 days about how this isn't good with what happened, but short-term Ethereum would bounce back. Well, the short-term it did, and now Monday morning came down, and what did they do? They just literally dropped the hammer. So what it seems like to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, and this is why I think this is bullshit. Can I tell you guys real quick? So Bybit gets hacked supposedly for one, and then just hear me out, for 1.5 billion or 1.4 billion. They acknowledge that they signed over themselves to an unverified wallet and let their cold wallet storage be taken out of Ethereum. Then, who was it? Binance, right? Binance sends the money over to fucking a loan, basically, an 80%, because they're 80% insolvent when it came to their Ethereum position. Binance sends them all that, right? Just listen real quick, and it's fucking ridiculous. So then Binance sends it. What happens right away when they buy the position Ethereum that Binance gave them? The price goes up 5.5%, 6%, 10% overall from the bottom. Then, after getting a 10% profit, they probably sold it all, and now it dropped 12% or 11%. So I think they made some quick money on their holders and all of us in the market. I think Bybit took that loan from Binance. They ran the market up artificially and then sold it off and repaid Binance and kept like the 10 or 15% over the top. I think that's what just happened here. I really do. I think they just fucked us with Bybit. I think they had to create some artificial capital, and Binance helped them do this. I really believe that. Does that sound stupid? I mean, I really feel like that's what happened here. Especially with Ethereum. They needed to make some quick capital, and that's exactly what they did. And because there was no reason for it to go up over the weekend the way it did. I think that's what happened. I absolutely think that's what happened. I did give everybody the okay book. I gave everybody my okay and blessing to sell. Everybody knows that. Even in my short earlier, and it would have saved everybody about 9% at this point. I said, please take profit. Please. If you haven't taken profit, take profit. We've been in this from the bear market. Yep, 40 million tokens, Nick. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that. And it's a shame that we're at this point with the market. And when I say profit, I didn't say to fully liquidate if you want to be in the market. I just said when we're up, and you guys have to understand from the bear market, I could go any of our tokens like XLM, we bought at 8 cents. HBAR we got at 4.5 cents. There's some that aren't even up now, basically. VeChain we bought at like 2.2 or 2.3 or whatever it was. It's barely up. HBAR's come back to our buy zone. DGB up a little bit, but I mean, it started at 0.004, whatever. I mean, it's not that much farther from the bottom now. Now, XLM's up from 8.5 cents. XRP's up from 48 cents, or 38 when it hit the bottom, you know, recently. HBAR's up from 4.5 cents. So some of them are up. Algo is at 23 cents. So it was at about 8 cents. So that's a couple 100%. But the point is there was room here to where you have to manipulate. This is what sucks about crypto. They always want to tell you that this is the biggest store of value, but it is a risk asset. So you have to understand when you're buying into it, if you're not buying at the bottom of a cycle, and even if you do buy in the bottom of a cycle, you're going to be riding up through the 10% gains, 20% losses, 72% rises to 17% drops and 37% dumps and 15% correction. It's just, if you don't buy in the top of these, you can sit through it, and you have to until you get to the right time. Like, I've been very transparent. I took out enough money to pay for $40,000 in house repairs to start, right? My windows, my kitchen, which is getting done next week on Monday, finally. So, like, there's been a lot of profit taking, but I still have a lot of positions because I have a strategy where if I'm up 2-3x on something, I always overbuy. The one thing I teach this audience, if you're new, is overbuy your position. And when you sell it, like I was fortunate. I didn't really sell anything until it was 4 or 5x this time because it went up so quick. But I still would take 1 or 2x of my original purchase and keep the amount of tokens I want, mind you, but get back down to that level. And then I turn into something else. And it just so beautifully happened to roll this time to where XRP started. And some of that XRP got to float into this. And then some of that floated into this, into that, into this, into that. And it's a strategy that I've used for a while now. But at the same time, that involves being able to pay off what you put into a position. And like all of my crypto I own, I have no personal investment. This is all in the house now based on profits from this bull cycle. So even if I lose 20%, this is all 20% of total profits that I have left. None of my initial money is in. In fact, that's all been taken off of the exchanges now. And that's been built into commodities and my precious metals and things like that. And it's a weird spin because I still have more in crypto than I would want in crypto. Even now. XRP 200 or 2022. Are you kidding me? Somebody joined Tom's army today? Oh my God. I must be the luckiest person on earth. I know I'm the happiest person on the planet today now that somebody did that. That is unbelievable. With all that red, wow. Doesn't that just say it all? Thank you so much. And I know it's your first month because that's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And I know somebody sent a donation. I just don't know who it is because it passed too quick on me. And it's not showing on my phone, unfortunately. But yeah, let me do the intro. And it's going to be a bloody one. Well, I mean, it's been a bloody one, but now it's going to be interesting because we could get a big opportunity here. Just as traders, even if it's a swing trader, on the flip of this clock, because you know, when we have a dump on Monday, usually we have a turnaround Tuesday, we like to call it in the crypto world. Joseph, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I don't know what I did to deserve these donations, but I won't say that it makes me mad. Thank you so much for that. And also being in Tom's army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. I don't understand. Wow, another person joined Tom's army. For some reason, I feel like our community does better when it drops. I don't know what it is. I don't. I know it's going to suck March 4th because that's when the 30-day extension ends. I don't know. We're going to have a shitstorm here. Hey, does anybody remember a couple days ago when I said, hey, if you have profits, I got a crazy plan and it doesn't involve a lot of risk. It involves a CD right now because they're giving us a 2-month at 3.4%. So I suggested maybe take some profits and put it in a 2-month CD while this nonsense is going on. Taz, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. This is incredible. And I'm just curious if anybody remembers when I said that. And it's something I never usually say. But thank you so much, Tazzy, for the joining Tom's Army for your first month. Unbelievable. That is awesome. I can't even believe that. In your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by ants. And might I say, that's a mighty fine artwork you have there on your portfolio. That is freaking cool. Well, I got to stop being fascinated by that, but I'm trying to make out what it is, but it almost looks like a dragon. It looks so cool. I know it's something deeper, though, if I was on my tablet when I was looking at it. 1970 Legend, thank you for continuing in Tom's Army for 6 months. Really appreciate that. 55,000 XRP at 43 cents. Not selling anything till 2028. Can't argue that, Wales, Josie Wales. And thank you for the $4.99 donation and also being in Tom's Army. That is excellent. That is excellent. Upcoming, Infineon, blockchain. Ooh, I'm going to have to take a picture of that comment. Where's my phone? Hurry up, phone. People are commenting fast. I need my phone. All right, here we go. Camera. Ooh, perfect. I got a picture of that. I'm going to be looking that up after. Appreciate that tip, Tazzy. I appreciate that. I found a lot of information from the community in that regard. Syrian, thank you for being in here in Tom's Army and also being a very trusted mod. I couldn't do this without you. Kryptonian, I'm so blessed to see you in the live as well. All of these beautiful members in Tom's Army as well. Love it. DGB never really pumped, so I want all I can get. Yes, DGB is one that I have no problem still building into. I started building into it at 0.004. I only had one sell episode with DGB when it had that initial run up. I know my audience. I had 1 million shares or tokens, and I had bought it at around 0.004 and 0.006. It went up to about 2 cents. I sold some of it off, and then I started buying it back as it started dipping below that 0.0. But I have 1.3 million tokens. It's just I was able to buy it all back on the house. See, so it's a little different. I can say I have $10,000 in DGB, but I made, you can do the math from about 0.006 to almost 2 cents on 1 million tokens, and I sold it and then I bought it back. So, you know, it's hard for me to tell somebody, hey, don't hold it or don't sell profits when I damn well know that I've already done that and then some, but still hold the tokens I hold. So, like, and that's because of our diligence for 4 years. Like, we knew the market top, we knew the market bottom, and that's the history we have. But I don't want to have to go through that again, you know, and go out on a limb. But we're getting close to that point to where if we were to drop another layer, the problem is here, you can't even really call it the complete right shoulder until it breaks this fucking neckline way down here. Like, it's such a wide expansion that it sucks. Like, think about that. If it breaks out of here to me, then you have a clear shot down here. So yeah, 216 all the way down to 173. And then if it breaks that, I mean, we could be looking into an extended area. But I still can't get over the fact it feels like this is a trap down. Like, this can't possibly be everything. But I know a lot of people are saying in the comments, I've seen them, I've heard it, I've felt it. There's no way this bull run can be over. It only lasted about 2 hours. Well, if you want the truth, XRP's bull run in 2021 lasted like, what, 7 days? Or 11 days? So, you know, it never say never. But I still am going to be interested to see what happens on this Tuesday. We're still over that 230 threshold. Like Nick said, he was talking about the area over the weekend. It's beautiful in the Telegram because we're able to talk about these areas. He's able to share his charts too outside of here to where everybody can see it. But he had shared some good ones as well about the drop areas. But now, like, all of this, we're just building a zone now. Like, this is literally just building. Like, we don't know where it's going to be. Oh, we don't know where it's going to be. So, like, to try to figure this out now, like, did it hold something here? We don't know. But I can tell you right now that $2.30, if that gets lost and actually stays lost, we are going to have some sort of, I don't want to say menage a trois, because it's going to be far less enjoyable than that. It's going to almost be like, You know the expression sometimes when I come on and I say, you know what really pisses me off about crypto? It didn't even take me out a date before it robbed me, bent me over the railing, and basically took my innocence. Well, right now, we're basically going down that road, but we're not out of it. We're not done yet. Right here is what we need to know. We haven't broke this layer, and that to me is that neckline. I know everybody knows what I'm talking about. That neckline was everything on the way up, and it's everything on the way back down. So, looks like an inverted hammer kind of there. I mean, inverted head and shoulders there formed. So, I mean, there's a lot of things it looks like. But yeah. It's but when they take away from utility and they do the meme tokens, but that whole thing with Bybit, I was like, oh fuck. Remember how we were doing the live on Friday morning? We're like, uh-oh. This week's is something bad coming. Oh, buddy. And then we seen all of the manipulation. Oh, UB2B welcome. And by the way, if we want to smile for just a second, UB2B created me. He's my meme genius, by the way. And if you're in Tom's Army, you can look at this for yourself as well. He created a couple new ones, and it's awesome. So he did this one, which is nice. And this will get us off the charts for just a split second. Whoops. Okay, so I would play it all, but we got so much to cover today, but he does such a great job. I love this so much. Come on now, it's so awesome. This is awesome. Oh, I love it. I'll put the Telegram in right now while I'm playing this. Oh, it warms my heart. And then I think that was both of them. Yeah, I played through both of them. So, but he does fantastic work, just fantastic work. And then Nick, let's see if I can find his chart because he did share. Nick did share where he thought it was going to drop to. Where was this at? Some bitch. Nah, I'm gonna have to look through this after. I forgot we have so much stuff in here. I know it's somewhere on here. I'll go back in there, but I know it's in there somewhere. But anyhow, let me get through the intro and let's see how this is gonna play out in the next 37 minutes. We'll talk. We're only 23 minutes into this, but we'll talk about this. Make sure that like button so that you can help me push this through the algorithm because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna want to see this. I'm not one of the influencers who takes a day off because it's red. In fact, I appreciate it more because I see opportunity or I see like, you know, these are the times that I believe you have to look very close. I think the days that are red are way more important than the green days. XRP 2022, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. And if you guys, I really appreciate that and joining Tom's Army. If you guys do join the Telegram, there's no warnings. Keep the good vibe. Don't make anybody uncomfortable. We want positivity. We want humility. We want people with, you know, who have some, you know, I don't want to say too much, but I just want happy people and then I want helpful people. So, you know, show humility, show humbleness, And the only warning you get is this warning. If you are not a good person, if you're mean, if you're just disruptive, I'm just going to ban you. I did an experiment a couple years ago where I showed some leniency and it went out of control. So I stepped away for a few years. We just started this back up about a week and a half ago, and we're already up over 220 people. So please keep it free flowing. It's been fantastic the last couple weeks. But with that being said, I didn't do the intro yet, did I? I don't think I did the intro yet. We'll do the intro and then we'll just keep watching this. All we can do is talk right now and see exactly how much volume they're going to be dumping here. We got to see some of these candle closures to see. Okay, I didn't think so. It's incredible that I went 25 minutes with no intro. $10 or bust. No. It's not $10 or bust. This cycle was never even the $10. It was $5.49 if it played 100% true. 100% true. And we already know if that's forming a right shoulder at about $1.07. That's the problem, though. It's like $1.79. You'd have to break the actual neckline to confirm it. So that's a rather wide shoulder right there to be messing with. Where did I see that comment? I seen a comment. I like that comment. It was 2 comments ago. I like reading that from people. But anyhow, good evening. 6:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, February 24th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. And I reside in the great state of Michigan. I like Hollowed Nation says, honest man right here. Honesty is key. You know, I may not always be right about everything, but at least I'm being honest with what I think I'm seeing. And all I can do is be honest on what I think I'm seeing. I can't say what somebody else is seeing. But right now, I am very well aware that we might have took the elevator up and took the stairs down. I feel like every time I do this, I make people uncomfortable. Just, but I don't think it's done yet. Like, that's the thing. Like, if I look at it in the bigger time frames, it doesn't make me feel like it's over yet. It makes me feel like this is a bear trap, like a bonsai trap. But when you start to push these manipulated phases, it's like, well, how far can we go? And then it also is like, I don't want so many people to be buying if they can buy it, 30% cheaper from here. But then again, I've never given my blessing to buy XRP at these levels anyhow. I said, if you haven't bought it at 35 cents, why are you buying it here? Or is it your emotion that's forcing you to buy it here? So the bottom line is we just can't get past this resistance. Like, if you want to look at it as a symmetrical triangle, it's been brutal. We just can't freaking get past it. Like, there is no reason. Like, this was all pretty steady here on the pull up. But really, we haven't even come back to the exhaustion wick. If this is an exhaustion wick, they oftentimes do come down and fill part of it up. But we'll see. We'll see. That weekly and monthly still look. Oh, they sure do. Oh, the daily looks ridiculous now. Nick, there's no doubt about it. It looks horrible on the daily. Look at that daily. That's going to be so engulfing to the downside when that candle closes. It's going to suck. Marco says, serious guys, I am in here for years. Lost 50K last 2 months. It's just a huge trap. Every bear market has 70 to 90% drops. They sure do. So a bear trap, that basically means they drop the market artificially, making it look like it's the end of a cycle rally or the end of a rally in itself. And now we're expecting it to be a bear market for a time, just for it, if it was a bear trap, for it to reverse and make a higher high. So basically this would reverse at some point, and then it would make it would break out of this range. So it would have been a bear trap thinking you were going to break down out of this range just to see it break out of it, a day or two later after a big dump. So let's say it dropped 25% in 2 days just to see it rally 35% in the third day or, in the couple days following it. So it would take out the drop point and then make a new high in that cycle, or at least in that rotation. And for us right now, it'd be this little consolidation here. And I can still see, like, maybe Nick just knows if it breaks this spot right here, we would be in some, I always try not to like be the bearer of bad news, but if we break past a little bit farther, like if we give 230 away, we are, I don't want to say it could get messy, but it could get rather messy. It could get rather messy because that would be a bona fide right shoulder. And that even if this doesn't break down, I mean, look at the optics here. From a rejection point up here when it couldn't break through, we've already given back another 17, and then it could be about 35. That's why it's hard to buy in these zones. Yeah, we've tried to find some runners, and we did. ZBEC, we had a runner, made 150%, and like I said yesterday, ZBEC is going to have to go. And a couple others, but I didn't sell MXC. MXC fortunately gave us a run from, we were down farther when we bought it, gave an artificial run, so it's trying to eat it up. But some of them are at the bottom of the cycle, so it makes it hard to believe that we're just going to get out of here without utility doing anything. It does. It makes it weird. Doesn't it make it weird? It makes it weird to feel like half a utility didn't do dick. It really does. It's so weird. I don't know how to feel about it. Oh, yeah, XRP Healthcare was nice. That was a nice one. And I know we made some money on it, but I kept a lot. I only took a small amount. And you guys know the philosophy. You got to give yourself your payback. But I still have over 60,000 tokens. And who knows? The only reason that I even took some is because I had the opportunity on that L bank and it was working. But I could have made the argument I could have sold it all, but there's all of this. Look at this. Axelar's down 13%, 8.5% there. This is the only thing that I can say is if you're doing your homework and you're paying attention to what I say, you should have gold, you should have silver, you should have commodities, and we're ripping it right now in gold and silver. We're having a good day in commodities. We've had a good stretch here with gold and silver, obviously. We bought in this community, at least under my toolage, we were buying gold anywhere between 1,600 and 1,900. And then silver, we were buying it between 16 and 23. And then I haven't bought any gold or silver, at least precious metals in the physical capacity, since late 2023. So I've been able to watch this as it's materialized after 6 years of investing when we were having the good times, you know? And now watching this, it's like, yeah, crypto is doing bad, but now I get to watch the commodity side. So like it's a balanced budget. And like with the CD that I was saying, that was 15,000 in profit from crypto. I took a strategic move and I put it in a 2-month CD while all this nonsense is going to be going on. And I said, let's take a step back. And yeah, 3.4% or 3.46% isn't a lot, but that's $500 and something over 2 months on 15,000. Just let it sit there with no risk. And then we're going to compound it. And we're just going to keep growing that portfolio through the CD. And that's going to be another side fund. And then the commodities is a side fund. Your precious metals is another fund. Then your crypto is another fund. Then we're going to do the emerging markets together, which I'm about to do. I just wanted to do my kitchen first. But I've been looking into emerging market funds, and they pay 5.25% or 5.5% yearly. And they're not meant to go up much, but they're in the emerging markets. And it's like you balance your books. You know, so I'm trying to teach a whole scale here. It's just, I think a large part of my audience puts 100% on crypto. How many of my audience, you have 100% of your investments in crypto? And like I said, I have an uncomfortable amount in crypto because we've made so much. And even when I withdraw some, it's like I can't believe there's still this much in crypto. But how many people have 100% in crypto? $100% for crypto cooter. So like I get excited on days when it's red because now I might have crypto down, but my commodities are doing good. My gold and silver's been doing great. I mean, gold's almost at $3,000 an ounce. And a large part of me, I decided to go against the US dollar, and I decided to go with precious metals. You know, and my family kind of thought people think I'm kind of nuts the way I do things. But would you rather have money in gold and silver when it was half the price it is right now, or would you rather have it in the US dollar and watch your money go goodbye? And you know, crypto is, I made an argument with myself and said, why do you have anything in crypto? With all these profits, why don't you just take it all out and put it in silver? I'm just being dead serious. I've had that talk with myself. I have had that talk with myself. And with the manipulation I'm seeing now, I feel like we're going to go into a crypto winter here. And this could still be playing out the way that I predicted a couple years ago, saying 25 was the bear market rally of, or I guess the bear market rallies of all bear markets, but it was a fake out, like the fake out of all fake outs. And this is what it could feel like, right? Like, this is ridiculous what's happening now. And what happens, we know this. Sometimes they signal a cycle end by doing a hack. Remember FTX, and then we went through a crypto winter? And now all of us, for years, and now all of a sudden, we've got this hack again, which wasn't even a hack, but it's being perpetrated as a hack. Like, I don't even know what to do anymore as regards to crypto, because I know, like, I have a bad feeling about this. And I did 2 months ago when I came on, and I did the same thing. It's just, now we're 2 months later, now that bad feeling's still there, and we can't even pull back out of that right shoulder. It's not even about being able to afford to hold. It's about understanding that cycles come and cycles goes, and those who don't get rich go broke. Someone's got to pay the people that are going, the people that made money are getting paid by the people who lost money. Fortunately, and I don't like that feeling, because I'm being paid by some of you because I invested earlier in the bear market while I watched some of you maybe wait a little bit longer. And now I know exactly where you're at right now, because I know my portfolio is going down. Even with what I've, my portfolio is going down. So, you know, yes, are some of my other portfolios going up in other markets? Oh, yeah, they are. My commodities, and surprisingly, are doing very well. And the gold and silver is just ripping it. But I don't think it's over yet. I even think right now, you always get that bounce back. So where'd we drop from? Where was the drop point? So today we were at about $2.60 roughly. So we're going to get, even if it's a 50% retracement, it should come back up and retest at least that 240 area, although we did come up there a little earlier. But that's a lot of sell volume, folks. That is a lot of sell volume. And that 4-hour candle's at 50. Ooh. This is what I like. I like when everybody's afraid, but the problem is, can I be honest with everybody? Right now, I feel like there's too many people that are so ultra bullish. Like, they're not ultra bullish, but too many people that haven't jumped off a cliff yet. Although, you know, it's starting in the last couple of days, so I bet I should watch my mouth. But I mean, I still feel like when you look at the higher time frames that it's more than likely a bear trap. So if you're asking me where my head is, it's in the understanding that you should always take profits when you're up 4, 5, 6, 700%, and at least get your 1x back. And I've told everybody, have enough to where you can at least do 2x in that situation, because then you can buy that 1x in another asset if it hasn't moved. That's all I do. I compound it with XRP, then XRP turned into XRP and XLM, and then they turned into XRP, XLM, and DGB, and then it turned into H-bar on top, and then it turned into Algo, and then it turned into this and that and this and that and so many more. So, and it's like a rinse and repeat, but it does make it difficult. I hate when it pumps. I say this all the time. I love the consolidation cycle. I hate these points. It sounds stupid, but I'm a very simple man, and when I have too much extra money, it makes me uncomfortable. You know? So, and I can only do so much with some of these investments. But right now, I mean, we're still within this consolidation here. That, to me, this is like your neckline. Like, it's like the neckline. If it doesn't hold that, it's a problem. It's a problem. If that doesn't, it's a problem if that doesn't hold. That's like the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders. I know most of you know what I'm talking about. I drew that out before it came back to the top side of this line. But this would be, right? But we're also not oblivious. I've also circled there because those could be the three heads. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we're not oblivious. And we also can see the broadening wedge, and that's the bigger pattern. Hopeful that that's a falling channel that it can hold with just an overextended wick. But at this point, we're going to need the bull's help. Otherwise, we are in trouble. We fishing and you're all biting on the trap. It's going to pump. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. Who's biting on the trap? The only ones biting on the trap are the ones who are buying into it over the top. And I see it different. I feel like if you have your investment back, then you can let it ride and not worry about these moments because you have no stake in the game besides your profits. And I always say buy more than you want so you can have what you needed. So if I want 10,000 tokens, I buy 15. And then when it's up 2x or 3x, 4x, 6x, you do the math. You know, so I love the mad fear. I like the fear. The common camel toe doji. Check and check. But these are the moments where we can see what we're defined of. You know that. You guys know that. These are the moments where it all comes together because we could all be sitting either in a very happy place in a couple of days or we're just going to be sitting back to reality that we're going back to the shithole. I think we all know what's happening, though. I think we all know what's happening. Let's see. Crypto liquidations on day. I should have said today, not on day. So 200 million in crypto longs wiped out as altcoin crashed to start week. Data shows that cryptocurrency derivative sector has seen a high amount of liquidations during the past day as Ethereum and other altcoins plunged. Altcoins have just witnessed massive long liquidations. According to data from CoinGlass, liquidations have piled up on the cryptocurrency futures market in the last 24 hours. Liquidations, we know what a liquidation is. Well, maybe some don't. A liquidation, that means it's not just a stop loss and leverage trading like going long. They actually lose 100% of their position. So if they had a $10,000 position, it's 100% gone. It's not stop loss, things like that. So we had, as is visible above, the cryptocurrency derivative sector has registered a total of 268 million in liquidations during the last 24 hours. Out of those, 217 million of positions involved were bullish bets. The long contract holders taking the brunt of the liquidations is naturally down to the fact that the altcoins have gone through a price crash inside the window. Now, here is a heat map that displays how the contribution to the squeeze has looked from the individual assets. Generally, Bitcoin tops this list, but it would appear that the number one cryptocurrency has failed to make even the top two this time around. This is due to the fact that the coin has seen relatively flat movement during the crash of the altcoins. Ethereum, the largest among the altcoins, has provided the largest share of liquidations at 56 million. Solana, which has faced the worst decline among the top 10 digital assets, of 6%, and now it's obviously more than this. So, but yeah, so and those liquidations are they're higher now. But we've seen a lot getting taken out of this market. But I'm going to be interested to see how it goes at 7. We're hanging on to that 230 area towards the end of this candle, which is pretty intriguing. But I mean, I could go to any crypto. DGB right now is back testing, and this is the crazy thing. DGB is on the outside of a very long descending wedge. Now it could very well fall back into it, but 00675 is that support structure on the backside. So I mean, it's got more room to fall if it wants to. But that's on the outside of this structure. So I haven't sold I have DGB, plenty of it. It's going to be interesting at 7. What I find interesting is HBAR ran this morning. Coinbase just launched HBAR futures contracts. Yep. You can't make that up. Can't make that up. That's why I say this is so manipulated. And it's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse by regulation, I fear. This is nothing compared to when it gets regulated. That's the problem. And I know a lot of people disagree when I say that, but that's what I feel. This is going to be brutal once regulations happen. It may be an untradeable market. It's already pretty untradeable if you don't buy bear markets. If you buy during the bull market, it's pretty untradeable because of the extreme volatility. It's so extreme volatility in the bear market as well. You know, it's just I like buying in the bear market. When everybody doesn't want to buy, I had so much fun for 2 years. Oh, it was so much better. But now when everybody gets excited, it's almost like, oh man, there goes our steam. Because now all the people that weren't excited when they thought it would never go up are the ones who are excited because they think it's never going to go down. So obviously we have to play the contrarian. If everybody thinks it's going to never go up, it's going to go up. When everybody thinks it's never going to go down, it's going to go down. It sure does, Nick. It sure does. And I used to play the penny stocks. That's where I first got into the crypto-like casino, was in penny stocks. I remember playing the tops and the ships, and one of my best investments ever was on Guinness. GNUS. I'll never forget. The government sent us the check for staying home. It was like, I don't know, $1,500 or whatever, $2,500. I don't remember what it was. I put the whole thing on Guinness. I thought I was a genius. Turns out it went from $2.42 to like $10 in a week. I couldn't believe it. And then I thought I was smart. Hit a few more and then got roasted on one. Good lesson. Down 175K today now. Haven't taken profit. What's my suggestion? I mean, at this point, you might as well hang on for dear life. You get and hope for the inevitable rebound. But like, if my opinion's been for the last month and a half for everybody to take profit. You know, I want people to take profit. We had the ability. Well, I can't speak for everybody because I'm speaking of myself or anybody who's been watching my content. But my guys, we've been building into these positions since 2023. We sold out in 2021 at the top of a bull market and then buy back in until the bottom of the bear market. And now, like, there's no problem taking profits. Yes, it's different now than taking a month ago. I understand that. But when I said it earlier, we were another 11% up. When I said it 2 days ago, we were about 30% up in some cases. So, I mean, it's XRP today basically almost cut off 1x if you bought it with me at 35 cents. That's the point. It might only be an 11% for somebody else, but that's like 100%. You know, so it makes it a lot easier, and it's a good practice it's a good practice. Yeah, it's only at 49, but we won't know anything else until 7 p.m. until we get the direct correlation of this 11% drop. Or this market-wide just slaughtering. It's surreal. And the cool thing is, though, I mean, if you're looking at it if you want some positivity, well, Algo never had a real run, so you can continue to buy into it. You know, there's certain ones that never, DGB, ZIL, Vicha, they never had real runs. You know, MXC never had a real run. Had moments. H-bar had a real run. Like, that's the thing. H-bar had a real run. Now, it's going to be disappointing when you start looking at it from a long-term perspective if this doesn't play out, because that still looks very bullish to me on XLM. Long-term. But then when you start looking at how H-bar, I mean, some of them just look like they never went anywhere. Like, they never did what they were meant to do. DGB's completely reversed it now at the end. But, like, it's almost like some of them took that artificial move up and some of them just said, nope, not yet. Ethereum looks like hell now. Like, that's the thing. Ethereum, which is our indicator, it looks like shit. Like, it absolutely... And is it by design that they would take that assault on Ethereum when they know that that's what would usher in alt season? Oh, yeah, DGB is going to be the one that I'll continue to buy in. Well, we might be getting back to... Motivated Mondays, turnaround, or Tasty Tuesday, Winning Wednesdays. Testicular Tuesdays, Winning Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, and FOMO Fridays. I mean, we might be getting into this quicker than we think. But we need to get rid of some tokens. And that's what I said with the meme tokens, where I got mad at Trump. We do need to get rid of tokens. There's too many. Who is doing this? The same people who control it all. The same people control it all. Remember all those politicians that were donating to crypto? Remember when Ripple donated to both sides? Remember when all these people donated to both sides of the campaign? They had to pump up the market to pay them back. Well, those people want their money back, so they're going to sell. And then when you couple it with the meme tokens by Trump and the meme tokens by some of these other people that are taking advantage of it, then you also couple with the fact that you got these exchanges that are clearly not being hacked, but they're perpetrating it as a hack. Like, I don't know what Bybit was doing, money laundering. Something's crazy is going on there. And why would Binance be the one to give them 80% of that capital back? Like, something is not right. Something is not right. So, it's, I mean, I try to be positive, but like I got pissed off about this 2 months ago or back in January when that whole thing happened. And I kind of stepped back from it because my audience, I felt like I was pissing them off. But day after day, I was coming on saying, this is bullshit. Our market, they just completely reversed the bull cycle. Now the utility tokens are going to have no choice but to dump. And now it could complete the right shoulder. And now they might have just pulled the rug on us, trying to push all this bullshit. So yeah, but listen, guys, whales are a little bit different than when you start thinking of the bigger entities. Whales are just somebody with a lot more money, maybe some institution, but the ones who you have to worry about, BlackRock and their deep dark gnomes. You got the World Economic Forum, you got the International Monetary Fund, you got all these bigger components tied into the central banks. Something deeper happens when these big drops happen, right? And listen, is it any coincidence that these drops happen right as we print the Tether Treasury prints, money into Tether, 400 million and then some more went into Tron? Is it any coincidence this happens every fucking time they print money? Every single time. And then what happens? We get this huge correction. They buy all the shit up and then it goes right back up. Maybe only 50 to 60% of the drop comes back. But look at all the money the government makes off it. It's sick. And right now, who's funding it? We are. We're funding this shit. We are. And now, I'm just saying, like, watching all of this, there is no doubt in my mind that gold and silver, especially, is just going to go ballistic. I have a very strange feeling that we are all going to be very, very wealthy, even just through our gold and silver. I can't even explain just understanding that oh my God. I almost feel surreal to see gold at almost $3,000 an ounce. I can't even explain it. Oh, it's so nice. But at the same time, I mean, money has to come from somewhere. So now it's taken out of risk assets. If everybody's afraid in risk assets, it's going to find the friendly confines of gold and silver. Absolutely, CZ is paying his fines. It's unbelievable. No, well, Nick, I can completely understand that. Imagine how I feel. Because I know I've got people who have been watching me from anywhere from almost 4 years now to one day. And the ones who have been watching for 1 week are probably like, this fucking guy. That's where the ones who are watching for 4 years are saying, oh man, this fucking guy, he's the man. But the ones a year ago are like, ooh, what an opportunity. The ones 3 months ago are like, son of a bitch, I bought it right at the wrong time. So we got all different emotions. So we've gone from the da-da-da-da-da, hey, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm a fucking idiot. What the hell? How can I always buy the tops of markets? Like, you got all the way from the top to the bottom to these scumbags. They said we're going to have the crypto reserve and son of a bitch. When I knew it was over and I came on and I said, you know what, guys? Yeah, this might not be the top, but this is the reason I'm taking so much profit. I can't even go on TikTok or walk to the fucking gas station now without somebody telling me I need to buy crypto. When I tried to tell these sons of bitches, during the bear market, they all acted like I needed to go to the psych ward, even at my local 7-Eleven. Now the son of a bitch behind the cash registers asked me if I bought Bitcoin. Time to take a lot of profits, and that's what I did. And that was when XRP was well over 3, and that's when the rest of the crypto market was north about 40%. Well, that's what happened. Like, you can start to read the dynamics. When everybody thinks it's going up, it's the problem. And when, like, that's the truth. I don't know how else to say it. You gotta have the contrarian view. This is bullshit, though. Like, who feels good about this? Not me. It don't matter how much money you take out. It doesn't make you feel good to see this when you have any amount of money put in. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening. And now you're gonna get the people that overzealously sell it. I'm gonna tell you right now, you never sell out on the red candle. If you haven't sold out yet, and this is where you're gonna get scared, don't sell out on this red candle right here. You have to see, even if it's a 7% bounce back, at least take the rebound, because unless it just drops through and it doesn't rebound at all. No, Crawbillies, I know it's not my fault. I'm just saying it's a weird pill to swallow.